Okay, so let's take this little experiment looking at the element of art line and the principles of design balance, and let's start to add additional elements of art and principles of design. Now, some are already present just because they are, but we're going to intentionally put some other things in the drawing. So we've got lines that are sort of balanced against each other, approximately symmetrically. And we're going to add we're going to try to add some unity and variety. And unity is the things which brings it together. So there's already unity. This is all done with graphite pencil, so that's something similar that creates unity. These are all kind of curvilinear, biomorphic, whatever you want to call them. The lines have a little bit of curve to them. And so there's some unity. There's also already some variety. The lines have differences. They're not exactly the same. But let's accentuate the similarities, and let's try to bring in some more unity by accentuating the similarity. And then let's also bring out some differences, and let's accentuate some of the differences. I'm going to try to do it while still, for now anyways, sticking with curvilinear lines. Okay, so there's a simple thing. I added a second line that's similar to this one, and then I did the same over here. So that accentuates the similarity of the fact that they're both curvy lines, but also the differences in that they're not exactly the same. Also, the line thickness is a little bit different. What else? Maybe down here I'll make a thicker, pronounced line like that. Quite different. And maybe I'll do another one out here. And then up here, I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to put it inside instead of outside this space. So we'll go and make a thick line right there. And then right next to it, or maybe almost on top of it, a second thick line. Maybe they're indistinguishable. Okay, so there's similarity and variety happening now. Similar types of lines, similar types of thickness, but also there's differences within and differences from the one to the other. So let's do that a few more times. This is putting both unity and variety in this abstract art that I'm creating. It's also expanding the exploration of line. So the elements of art and the principles of design, they're really always there. It's just kind of learning to recognize them. I think this time I'm going to go something a little different. So variety now is happening. Putting some squiggly, lighter lines in a few places. And maybe some lines that are kind of going against the grain. And down here, I could put something similar going in the same direction, or maybe not. Maybe just leave an area with the straight lines that doesn't have an answer on the other side, and that would create more variety. Let's go to the middle of the page and create something. When you have a centrally located object, it's easy to make that a focal point or an area of interest or emphasis, which is another principle of design. And as I'm doing this, I'm bringing unity to the artwork because I'm going to continue these lines. I don't know if I'll do it there or not, but as they go around, they kind of appear to all fit together. I'll do one more outer layer. Okay, so abstract art unified by this kind of cohesive momentum. Now, you have to be careful when you do this. I'm kind of upset at myself right now because I committed to this new motive, this new theme, and it's kind of interrupting some of the shapes that I liked. And I'm sure you can relate if you draw. Sometimes there's a point where you wish you could go back and do something over. Well, that's why it's good to draw light first. And it's also good to have a eraser. But I'm gonna start putting some mid value lines a few places. Again, to create both unity and variety. Seeing similar lines in a few spots unifies the artwork. And these lines themselves are different from other lines that I have on the paper, so it also creates variety. And what should we do with this? Kind of looks like a little snail. Okay, so abstract art with unity and variety. Now I want to go back to the one that I started with, which now looks rather simple compared to this. But in a way, the simplicity is nice. Alright, so I wanted to give you another example with a different principle of design and a different element of art. Say you're going to focus on form.